Today I'm in Orange County, California to interview Katie Wagner, a social media expert. Listen in as I get her business tips and advice on what makes her so successful, helping other businesses become successful with an online presence. Katie, thank you for taking the time out to 7Figlivin today. Why don't you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. So I'm the president of Katie Wagner Social Media. We are a social media agency made up of former journalists, and we specialize in content creation and social media management.
How did you get started in business?
Well, I was a journalist for 15 years. Used to be a network television anchor.
Okay.
And I learned how to use social media as a journalist because basically we needed to compete with it, right? Nobody was going home to watch the 5 o'clock news because they could get headlines on Facebook or Twitter. They could watch any video they wanted to on YouTube. And so we were trained to use social media so that we could draw part of that audience to us. And about 4 years ago, I retired from TV and decided that I knew how to use social media, and business owners at the time didn't. And so I opened an agency to teach them how to use it to tell the story of their business.
Did you retire to open, or knowing to open up social media, or you retired? Because I know obviously you're not of age to retire yet. Did you want to be an entrepreneur?
I've always been entrepreneurial. Even as a TV anchor, I've had 5 other companies. So I knew that was a possibility, but I actually retired because my husband was in California and I was working on the East Coast, and I had to move out here to marry him.
Okay, what part of the East Coast are you from?
From Atlanta.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. See, social media being so new, when did it really take off?
I would say, maybe it's been 5 or 6 years now. I was already a working journalist at the time when it started to get big, and so I opened the agency almost 4 years ago, so I would say 5 or 6 years ago people started really getting into it, and then maybe it's been in the past 4 or 5 years that business owners have really started to try to use it to market their business.
Are there a lot of competition with your company?
There are a lot of people who call themselves social media experts. There are not a lot of people who do what we do for clients.
And what do you do versus what the other social media experts do?
Sure. So a lot of people in social media come from a tech background, right? They know about websites or SEO and the technology part of it.
Okay.
I don't think social media is about the tech. I think it's about the communication. And that's why everybody who works for me is a former journalist. We're all professional storytellers. We all know how to engage an audience and how to help our clients build their credibility. And I think that social media used to be sort of a marketing tool that people tried to use. These days, it's really a shift in your business philosophy. Like, social media is a way of doing business. It's a way to communicate with your clients and your potential clients. It's not necessarily just a marketing tool anymore. And so by being storytellers and knowing how to engage that audience and how to really tell the story of a business, we can incorporate it into all the systems of a business. It's customer service, it's lead generation, it's building credibility online.
Being involved in social media, is that big in a business? Meaning, like,
Yeah.
is it really important to be part of social media, having a business, whether a guy that owns a hot dog stand versus somebody that owns a big automotive dealership or anything in between?
I do. I think it's not optional anymore. People are starting to look at social media as a sign of credibility for a business. They expect to see those Facebook and Twitter buttons. Even Google dings websites if they don't have social media buttons attached.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, it's becoming something that you really have to do if you're going to keep up these days.
Okay. So let's rewind before social media. You were a news anchor for out of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, what kind of education did you have?
I went to Boston University. I have a journalism degree and worked all over the country and all over the world. I've worked in London and then a lot of cities in the United States.
Okay. What kind of jobs have you had when you were in college?
Oh, I never had a job in college.
Wow.
Yeah, I was kind of geeky and scholarly, and I did internships for free. And then, always knew that I was going to be a journalist. Graduated a little bit early and went right to work.
And you said you own 5 other businesses. What other type of business have you owned?
Mostly web-based because I move around a lot for journalism, right? And so the most successful one was called Heroes at Home, and it was a website where soldiers that were deploying and they were going to be away from home for a year or year and a half, they could sign up before they left to send gifts to their wife and family and loved ones before they left, so so that if it was your wife's birthday and you're in the field and can't get to a telephone, she's still going to get flowers and a card from you.
So you kind of pre-planned it in a way.
Yeah,
exactly. Off from a year, my wife's birthday is in August, my son's birthday is in August. Kind of put it in there, and you guys automatically take care of that for you.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. So that was one, and I'm a Pilates instructor, so I ran a fitness company for a while, and then I have one that's called Synchronized Stress Management, and it's just a subscription-based website and has a lot of tips and tricks on the physical and emotional components of stress and how you battle them both at the same time.
So all these businesses, they're not kind of similar. They're all
different.
All different.
Yeah.
So you're pretty diverse.
I like a lot of different things, and I get bored really easily, which is what makes me good at being an entrepreneur, because I have lots of vision, but bad at being an entrepreneur because I have a hard time tying down and focusing on one thing. And so that's a challenge. But yeah, I explore lots of different parts of myself and get to do a lot of things, which is never boring.
What do you consider an entrepreneur?
I think an entrepreneur is somebody who builds something where there wasn't anything before, right? And really has a vision for making a difference in the world and taking that thing and doing something meaningful with it. So an entrepreneur isn't necessarily somebody who just creates a job for himself, although I guess that could be true. I prefer to think of it as somebody who builds something that leaves a legacy, that supports other people or makes a difference for other people.
Do you consider yourself pretty successful?
I do. I've achieved the things that I've wanted to achieve so far, yes.
What are the future plans for Katie Wagner social media?
Total world domination. So we're going to double in size every year that we're in existence. We're in year 4 right now, and we've doubled our revenue every year. We're going to continue that aggressive growth and provide more jobs for people, which is important to me. And then also be able to work with more clients and help more companies grow. What we do is really awesome, because if we do our jobs right, their companies grow as well. And that's super satisfying.
Where do you find your clients besides social media?
Our clients find us. So they mostly come through our social media or through referrals from current clients.
Are most of your clients here in California, or?
No, they're all over the country.
Any international clients yet? Or?
We don't have any. We have a few in Hawaii, but that's about as far as we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe part of your expansion in the future will be international.
There you go. Maybe we'll have to type on Facebook in some other languages, maybe.
Actually, I think they have programs for that.
They do. They'll translate it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So being here for 4 years, planning on doubling every year, do you see yourself, once you reach that level of, you could say, I don't know, maybe entrepreneurs sometimes they'll reach a certain level and they kind of pan out and say, okay, I've made it,
Yeah.
I'm going to move on to something else.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself doing that?
I do. One of my goals was to create something that if I got hit by a bus tomorrow, it could continue, right? The company doesn't depend on me. And even today, I'm in the office sometimes, I'm not in the office sometimes, it still runs. So I don't think this is what I'll do for the rest of my life. Right now, I'm still having a great time, and we've still got a lot of revenue goals to meet, and so I'm here. But yeah, I'm too young to say forever.
What does your husband do? Does he have a business also?
He is the director of operations for my company.
Oh, so he works for you. So you're really the boss then.
Yeah, he does.
Boss everywhere then.
Yeah,
okay.
that's right.
That's why you become an entrepreneur, to be a boss.
Yeah,
That's
there
great.
you go.
Where can my viewers, or any viewers, find you on Instagram, Facebook, what other?
Yeah, we're on just about everything. So it's Katie Wagner Social Media. So our Facebook is facebook.com/KW Social Media. And on Twitter and everywhere else, we're KWSM Team.
So it's just, everything's just social media. You don't do nothing else like web design and just strictly.
We do some web design and we do some SEO because those are related fields to social media. But social media is really our core competency and where we focus most of our energy. Those other things are more supporting systems to the social media.
Okay. So let's say we have a new company that comes about. They really need your services, but they don't have much money. Their budget's real low. Like,
Yeah.
do you have different service plans or monthly plans or different packages for these type of companies?
Absolutely. So most of our clients will outsource their social media to us entirely and we'll run it for them. But those that don't have the budget for that, we do a lot of coaching and consulting. So we'll help them set up strategy and we'll train their people on how to execute it.
Okay.
And then they can be off and running on their own and we're just there when they need us. We also, the lowest budget way to work with us is that we have a monthly subscription site. It's called Social Media Help Desk. And it's a subscription site that has a bunch of content, new content added daily. So it's articles, it's videos, it's PowerPoint tutorials, all kinds of stuff. And you can teach yourself social media, essentially. It's all of my team's knowledge and experience, and you just learn at your own pace and read as you go.
Well, I ask all my entrepreneurs this. What's your favorite car? Top 5 cars.
Oh, top 5. Okay, so I like vintage cars. Like I like the Triumph. I like Aston Martins.
Okay.
I like Alfa Romeos. And then like today cars, I like Jaguars.
Jaguars, huh? What do you currently drive?
I currently drive a very old BMW.
Okay.
Yeah.
BMW's a BMW.
Yeah. It's what I've had since high school. So
you had it since high school?
Yeah, no, not the particular one, but I've driven BMW since high school. So my dad taught me well.
What do you like about BMWs?
Well, I used to like that they were really boxy. The new ones are kind of sleeker, but I like square cars. I like Range Rovers too because they're really square.
Okay,
so.
we're on the same page. I kind of like that square, bulky boss car.
Yeah, totally.
And you're a boss lady, so you gotta like those kind of cars. So 2013, you're here, so 2020, you're gonna probably be even bigger than this.
I hope so.
You're gonna open up more offices or anything like that, or just gonna be right here?
No, we would like to have other offices. You know, we have clients all over, so it would be nice to have an office on the East Coast and, you know, maybe somewhere in the middle so that we can service those clients easier. We make a lot of video and we do a lot of content creation, like I mentioned, and so the closer we are to them, the easier it is.
Just one last thing, what kind of advice do you have for other entrepreneurs who want to start their own business or get into social media? What kind of advice can you give my viewers?
Well, for entrepreneurism, I just think that you have to go into it thinking failure is not an option. You know, anything is possible if you are willing to put the time and the effort and the learning into it. You know, there's a learning curve in anything, and it's not easy to be an entrepreneur. And sometimes it's scary, and sometimes it's frustrating, and sometimes you wonder why you're doing it. But in the end, if you just know that you're going to persevere, I think you will. You know, I think that a lot of what we achieve in life is just believing we can. And so when I created this business, I just decided it was going to happen and nobody was going to get in my way. And so, yeah, that's the way I sort of approach it always. And for social media, start small, do one thing at a time, and just read as much as you can. Try to keep up with it.
Can you give my viewers one tip on social media?
The best tip would be don't be too self-promotional. Always add value and be educational, and you'll make more loyal fans than if you're constantly trying to promote yourself on social media. Just try to be educational and prove your expertise to them by helping them with something they need.
Okay, I appreciate the time. Thank you very much for your advice and your success story. Good luck to you in the future.
Thanks.
I'll see you again.
Yeah, you too.